what do you love about your life now and what do you hate about it? I just didn't like being lonely, but I feel
daytime I'm on my own.
So am I. So am I.
Mm-hmm.
And do you feel lonely?
Yes, it will be.
Aye.
It's a case I have. Well, I've got TV and I just flick around and get programs on the TV and listen to
you
them.
miss company.
But I'm left on my own.
That's right, so am I. I miss company.
I'm on my own too, but I'm no lonely.
Because you've got your family beside you.
He's got
But
family.
he's got
Aye,
a
but
daughter
they don't
that
come
comes.
and see me
No,
as
she
often
doesn't.
as
Mine
you should.
doesn't come every day.
No, but
Oh,
the phone
no.
every day.
I hit one.
Well, but there you
But
go.
that's no
I don't
nobody's
get
fault.
I don't get my family
We're not
coming
saying
in
it's
every
anybody's fault.
day.
We're just saying you're lucky that somebody phones you
All
every
right
day.
then.
You're very lucky that. Now, didn't you get all heated up? I'm just saying. You're very lucky that's got somebody that phones you. That's what I'm saying. Because we are on our own. He sees his daughter occasionally.
Very
Well, there you
occasional.
go.
She's moving free. She's going into the BJ's, but I don't know how she's going to come. She's left on her own in her partner's house.
He's away.
And she's got two big dogs. And oh, they're brilliant, the dogs. Well, at the moment she's hoping to get some gardening done, but it's wet weather.
That's true. That's very true.
So she's not coming over often.
Well, I tell you, I used to have a girl up the stairs and she had two little kids, and now I've nobody. She's moved. She's had to get out. She's away. The boy next door, he had people up above him. He's got nobody either. So there's nobody above me, nobody above him, nobody across the road. The only thing I've got is looking at the window. And my son will say, "You're a nosy old bitch." I says, "No, that's all I've got, looking at the window."
Right, looking out the window.
That's it, that's all
Well,
I've got.
got a bungalow.
Uh-huh.
In my living room in the morning it's bleached in the sun. In fact, today is the first day for quite a few days that they managed to, the day we opened them, but the last 3 or 4 days have been closed.
Aye.
So I've got a chair and I can sit in that chair and I can look out my window.
Well, I've got a chair and it's comfy, I can do that.
So
And I can
can
see the cars and everything going by for the health centre and thing.
I've got that machine I can take to go to the toilet or wherever. But I treat quite often just use my walking stick.
Oh, well, I've got a walker I use in the house.
Aye.
I walk with a walker on.
I use my
I didn't use that as much as
No,
I
I
should.
just use this when I'm coming here.
Aye, but Marie, if she catches me, she give me a telling off and no using that.
I use my walker just if I'm outside, but in the
Oh no, I'm not allowed out, for I fell quite a while ago. And the thing is, if you fall, you can't get back up yourself.
Right. No,
and
I
then I use the
couldn't.
walking stick.
I couldn't, George. I had to phone my neighbour. This was at 6 o'clock in the morning. There's no many people up at 6 in the morning.
No. See, I lost my use of my legs.
Tell
And
us
now
about
I kind of walk.
it. You know?
I can't mind what they call that illness you've got on your legs.
I do ken, but it was a new bloody knee I got. That was the illness I got.
You got the same illness in your legs?
I got a new knee.
Aye.
And then I got an infection in it, and that taken me back into the hospital, and I was in the hospital for 6 weeks, and they reopened it up again, right? And I came back to the Bondi, and my surgeon says, "Woman, get away from that house," because I'd upstairs and downstairs, I'd stairs inside and outside, I couldn't do it. So that's when I moved, and it's very quiet. It's a
that's a
cul-de-sac.
back street.
It used to be a sawmill, I believe, there at one point.
That's right at the beginning.
So I believe. So that's where I stayed.
Mm-hmm.
And I never seen anybody. You see, when I was on the Bongate, you could see the cars going by and everything, but now you see nothing.
Mm-hmm.
So it's very, very quiet where I am. So that's how I get very depressed.
Pissed off.
I do get pissed off. You're right there. You're right there.
Aye.
But
So do I, but then
Aye.
I've got television about that way. It's in every room.
no, I've got a telly in my bedroom, and I've got a big telly in my living room. It's about 50 odd. It's a big one in my
Aye.
living room.
I've got that big one in my
So have I in my living
in my
room.
living room,
I've
and
one
I've got one
telly.
the same in my kitchen.
No,
Bedroom.
I've got a weary one in my bedroom.
So the girls that come and give me my dinner at night,
Uh-huh.
once they're finished, they come back at 8 o'clock and
Put you to bed. See, you go to bed.
they put me to bed.
Well, you see, I just get a carer once a day in the morning to wash me, to see, but I wash my face and everything, got the toilet in the morning myself. But they wash my back and down below and help me put my clothes on and that. But as I say, that's the only what do you love about. That's me. I find life very lonely. And I find that, well, I never see anybody.
See, Marie, she was working as a carer, and she's coming on at 9 o'clock at night and 9 o'clock in the morning. So she's doing a lot of hours. 9, 1, 2.
What time did you get your care in the morning?
It depends. Sometimes they're in at 7 o'clock and sometimes they're in at 7:30.
I get mine at 7:30. I used to visit Rena on a Sunday and I fair for it to get round and see her. I used to get a taxi, I used to pick us up, and I used to get round and sit with Rena maybe for forever, for 20 years, but she died, so I didn't even have her now. The only person I know now that's alive is Sybil. She's the only one I know, the rest are all dead. So I'm just waiting on Michaela now and
I must say, I'm very lucky with my family.
yeah, very.
If they come in often to
Phones us every morning between
they phone you.
days. She's got a disabled daughter,
Oh, you said,
and
aye.
her husband's not in good health now. But she was in yesterday. He's my hoovering on a Friday. On a they take my washing away twice a week. Because I could go down in Queen's Court to the laundry room, but says, Mum, we're doing fine as well. And then they bring his stuff in to put in the freezer.
Is that still on?
It's good that's good that happens. It's good.
But
You see, Sandra, I'll get Sandra, she does my shopping. I never asked her to. It was when you had that, when COVID came on the go,
aye.
you weren't allowed to get out or day on a weekend, and
Aye.
Sandra, she brings my medication, which I've got very little, but she said, I'll get your shopping. I says, oh, well, I didn't. She says, I got a gala every Saturday, I don't mind doing it, so I write down what I'm needing each week, and she gets it for us.
Oh, that's
So
super.
It's super having her. So
Aye.
and then I have got a cleaner. I've had her for 18 years. She's been coming to me, just for 2 hours once a week. Because if I'm stripping my bed, I can't do it. So
Of course not.
she does it for us. So she's good.
There's a lot of things we can't do ourselves.
No, I can't.
See, I got a telling off a couple of weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, and I got up and went for a shower.
Right.
And I went and got myself a shower.
I did.
And then this lassie came in, I come my house.
She
What are
gave
you
me-
doing? I
she
says,
gave me
I'm
a-
having a shower. You can't have a shower on your own.
No, because she's feared you fall. That's why.
Exactly. So this morning, and I just got up and went and had a shower. Because I'm quite confident having a shower.
Right. Have you got a seat in your shower?
Aye.
saw
I
that.
sit down on
I've
that.
got a seat too.
And of course you try to wash everything else you can.
Aye,
Up your
that's
back.
right,
And,
that's right.
I managed fine. But a fella, I can't mind whether it was sort of early in the morning, no, night time, I went down. And I thought, I've got everything up. But here my daughter came and she found I'd fallen because she found things had fallen and left lying on. So that was a telling off.
She says, you're saying you fell, I fell.
Sorry?
You fell, so did I.
Aye, I ken that.
Then I had to slide on my bum
To
to
get
get
in.
my phone, no, to get my phone.
I'm lucky I've
To phone
got strings
somebody.
in every room. I'm in
Well, I've got a
Queen's
phone. It's in the house,
Uh-huh.
but I didn't use it.
No.
Sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't.
Well, mine was a landline. And when my son was over, I told him, he found out, well, I told him I fell, and I got a row. Because the lady, I phoned her and she came over to try and pick me up. She couldn't do it. She had to get the neighbour, two of them had to lift me up, put me on my seat.
Aye.
Now, it just so happens, found out about this and he got me a, what is it we got? You've got in a landline? A mobile. A
mobile.
mobile phone, and I couldn't work it either. But
I can't
I'm
work.
learning. I'm saying I can't work it either.
What do you think of the internet? I haven't a clue. I haven't got it.
I have. I've got. I
I've
spoke
never
to.
had
I,
internet.
well, the only thing I'd get for is because they're in Australia and I talk to them, or otherwise I wouldn't have it. But anything else, didn't ask us, I did
If I need out a phone, the last
Aye, they'll ken out these.
And my son
I think-
sends.
What do you think of teenagers? What's your impression of teenagers?
All them have been in
And,
touch with.
and were you like that when you
No.
were that age?
Definitely no. We didn't have the money for a start,
And I never wore short skirts up to get pants.
and you had to abide by your parents. Oh, dead. They had to be in by 9 o'clock at night. You weren't allowed out.
Sunday night,
The
9
only thing-
o'clock.
We see about teenagers nowadays is I'm stuck in the house. So we've seen the teenagers
That's
it's
right.
in London.
That's right.
And they carry knives with them all the time.
Aye, that's true.
You
There's,
know?
there's an awful lot of, aye.
Really
bad.
nice.
The teenagers I've got in the family that terrific. They're great ways.
I don't know if the kids in Jeddah carry knives. I honestly don't
I didn't
know.
care either, couldn't tell you.
I didn't care.
Couldn't tell you. But we just see things that's on television.
That's right. I think the television's had a lot to do with it. Definitely.
Look at that lad, was he 14 and he was knifed in was it London the other day?
Is that with a sword? Somebody with a sword?
Aye.
Aye. Far too much of that going on now, I think. I think the law is too lenient with them. I do.
Do you still feel emotions at the same intensity as you did when you were young?
Emotion.
You mean, in what way, what emotions, what do you mean?
I suppose love,
No, I don't think
hate.
so.
Oh, I love my family and all that, but well.
You
No,
get
hate,
kept
didn't hate
kept
me.
by your mum.
I think
Behave.
they're like hate. Hate's a terrible word, hate.
And 3 kids, 2 daughters and a son. And there's one daughter up near Edinburgh. I'm trying to think. She was living in a shop in the main street, in Princess Street. And this chap says, I'm going to start a nursery. So she said, I'll look after the nursery. But, and that was that. And then he married a girl in Berwick, and her father had a joinery business. And he's south of Berwick now, and he's teaching. And then 2 daughters, and one's in Edinburgh, she's going into the BGH any day now,
I said that.
but she's finishing with them. For the last time she was working, she did about 8 or 9 weeks on the night shift. See, so she's packed that in and she's living in her partner's house in Melrose. And she comes out of Melrose and down the street to the BGH and into the BGH.
Now, who does This Is Your Life? Was it Ian and Andrews that done it? Well, would you like to hear my life story?
Go on.
No, I've got a daughter too, though. But I don't see her. I've never seen my daughter for years. And I adopted a boy, and I've never seen him. I adopted him when he was 10 months old, and I've never seen him. Well, I've seen him, well, the last time I seen him, I was in Bongate, and I think that would be, I can't mind how many years it would be I've never seen Alec. Then he was alive or dead. I know nothing.
How come you stopped seeing him?
You tell me. He was in Edinburgh, I'm here.
The boy was in Edinburgh.
I'm here, and I reckon where he is, I reckon he might be in the jail, he might be married, he might be dead, I do not know
Two daughters
nothing.
and one son.
What's the worst thing you've ever done? Remembering this is anonymous. They also ask, have you done anything illegal? What's the worst thing you've ever done, and what's the best thing you've ever done?
Oh, Christ.
I still remember something. I went to school called Glen Douglas. There's a teacher there, there's a girl through there, taught there. But this teacher had, there's 5 classes at Glen Douglas, see? And the granny lived. And if you misbehaved, she sent you around to get a telling off for the granny. Exactly. So we went into Jedburgh at 10-year-old. Well, this girl that taught us, she only liked girls. So the boys didn't get taught.
Oh, so she didn't like you then, did she know?
Oh, no.
Oh, did you know?
So I came into Jedburgh as a 10-year-old, well, maybe 11-year-old.
Aye, what did you do?
Well,
Come on.
at Glen Douglas School, she didn't like boys, so the boys didn't get taught, but we didn't know that. So when I came to Jedburgh, I got into the 3 classes, 1, 2 and 3, I think I was in 2. And it was a Mrs. Steve. And she kept me in one night, but she didn't do her job and check out, and I didn't know what this homework was. And, I was on a bike, and I had 3 miles to go out to the farm I lived in. And my mother had to walk in and find me. So I can't mind what night it was, but she brought me into Jedburgh and went to the school and said that, and seen the headmaster. So my mother took us in and tell us what happened. It was pitch dark and I had to come home on my bike.
But she'd be worried about you,
On
of
a
course.
country road. But this teacher, she hadn't checked out if I knew what she was talking about, and I hadn't understood it.
But you see, you were lucky you had a bike. I never had a bike. Because my sister got in and she sold it, and my father says, that's it, name me a bike. So nobody else got
I
a
never
bike.
had a bike.
Nobody got in.
I was one of
So
7.
she sold it. And
Well,
you ken what my father done with my sister? This is true. You know the high heels you're talking about when we were young? The high heels, they must have been too high. He got the aches and he chopped a bit of a high heel, too high. That's true.
Well, I had 2 brothers and they were 2 years apart. I think I was 8 years prior to them. And I can mind was at one place, and my brother introduced me. This is my brother, young brother. He was a mistake.
Oh, is that what he said?
I still mind that.
Amazing how certain things stick in your
Our
head.
brother, he was a mistake. There were 6 so before the war, and then in 1950 I got another brother. That was a mistake. My mother said that's a mistake.
But Davy's brother
Daddy?
is his younger brother. Used to say to, I don't know who he said it to, or maybe it was just us. It's that bloody feather of mine. You want to leave my mother alone?
How do you feel about death? When is idle time to die?
Ken, I just walked up my bed. I've said that before.
I would like to say, all right, I'm ready now.
Aye, me too.
Sort me out. Get me. I don't want to hang about.
Yeah.
If I was tied to the Hussein thing, I would be. That's all.
I got a row for saying that, right, my carer. I says, I just want, no, it was Sandra. I said, I just want to get out of my bed, sleep and no get up in the morning. She says, I never ever want you to hear
I'll
you
tell
say
you
that.
what happened.
That's how I feel.
Not many weeks ago, I thought, oh, I just want to go.
I'm no
It
frightened.
has to
I'm
be
no frightened
an
for the-
ideal time.
No, I definitely feel
Like,
frightened.
who's that lady there now? Oh, she's
Oh
wanted
yes, Esther Ranson.
Esther Ranson.
Oh, I think she's overheated.
She's wanting to go to. She wants to go to Switzerland and die.
Aye.
That's her wish.
Yeah. No, I think she's overheated. I've always thought that.
No, I didn't.
I never really liked her. I'm not going to Switzerland to die. I'll do that mean bit.
I didn't fall with anybody.
No, not me. I just didn't feel that if that's her choice, and I think that's her family's choice.
Just a few weeks ago, they came up the other day to see me. I fell asleep. For they're sitting with these things. And one was sitting with one, and his wife was sitting with the other one. And I had my telly on, and I was trying to get a conversation. What are you doing? All this, and they weren't interested.
I think
telling
the
me too
youngins
much.
nowadays have got their very bad manner sitting with phones.
They
and,
have.
very bad manner. We wouldn't be allowed to do that when we were kids. Our parents would have told us, would have given us a row. That's what I feel. And I'm in the process, I'm no day kind of, I'm going to Australia or no. What about that?
You're going to Australia.
I don't know. I think he'll be over here in August again, and I might come back with him. I'll see.
The thing is, you don't know how these kids of yours is going to treat you when you get to
That's
Australia.
what I mean. I do what about a burden. But you see, I've got great grandchildren out there too. And my oldest grandson's named after my father, Graham, and he's always looked after me. But you see, that's all I've got. I do see them here, so what's the difference of going over there?
I've got too good a family to leave.
It wouldn't bother me if I went to my bed and fell asleep and no woke up. It wouldn't bother me, seriously. There's nothing I feel that I want to do or gone here. I've been all over the world, I don't want to do any more.
Do you think LGBTQ plus identity being promoted
What does
is
that mean?
progress?
What does that mean?
That's the lesbian, gay, bisexual, transsexual.
Well,
Do you think the talk about sex and gender is helpful? Is it progress? Does talk about sex and gender make you uncomfortable?
well, I feel now it's been spoken about an awful lot now. It wasn't spoken about when we were young because my husband would think it was terrible. He didn't like men that said they were gay or that. He didn't like that. But it's all open now. It's all out and open now. I don't know. People can't, they can't help the way they were born and what they feel inside. So I don't know.
I used to knock around with this girl every Saturday night and then take her home.
Oh, did he? Oh, fancy that.
And you got snogging jobs and all the rest of it.
All right.
And then I was sitting at home and the knocker on the door went and it was this girl's younger brother.
Oh.
And the story was my sister-in-law, she'd come down, and when I went down to her house, she had another chap there.
Oh, there you go. So your eye was poked out there. There you go.
So that was it. You have to come down, and this is what they were what? They were rid of me. She was getting back in.
All right. Oh well. Nine clearer than folk.
So
Do you
that
feel
was-
with your family and that, do they talk about the sex and gender thing at all?
No, I've never spoken about that. We didn't talk about that. No.
I just get, if I see Sam, Mom, watch what you're seeing.
It's all changed now. Definitely.
Is it for the better?
Well, I feel maybe it's out in the open, let's put it that way. There'd be too much hidden, I think, years ago. Now it's out in the open.
So I wasn't allowed to speak about
No.
it.
No, we didn't talk about anything like that.
When you came here, the month was the first time Mum had her taken us up to the bathroom and she started explaining everything. and I started to laugh, and and I fell in the bath. I said, back empty,
It was but I think they didn't explain things the same then. It's what they do now.
I didn't explain to my law, she says, before you start, Mum, I can't know about it.
Aye, they did
That's
now,
right.
but then when we were young, we didn't know about it,
Nah.
you see.
We never got a chance to explain
No.
things and tell this
No.
things.
That,
We never went down that street.
that,
Eventually went, got something to talk about, you know. But,
no. But you see, years ago, people, you could leave your door open years ago and everything was safe, but no now. You take in your next door neighbour, you never know who's
Who's
moving
the
into
guy
the street.
next door and for a sleeping or sitting?
Aye. You see, people, you could leave your door open all night. No now.
that school of Glen Douglas, they had a porch on it, and the porch was seen out for hanging your clothes up.
Alright.
And one of the things was a policeman's helmet was hanging on this.
Alright.
And I don't know when I found out, but the policeman's helmet was to frighten people away,
Alright.
for the thought there must be a policeman
Aye.
living in this house.
So watch what you're saying.
And there
Aye.
wasn't a policeman living
No.
in that house.
Well,
They used to go on their bikes at Follies.
It was after the war, and a lot of people done walking because they hadn't families left from the war. You know, they'd walk out the Newcastle Road, you know. This was the people that was in the war, and they came walking towards Jedburgh or out of Edinburgh, and they came to that house, at the schoolhouse of Glen Douglas, and this policeman's helmet was hanging
alright. That'd be again.
at the front door,
The Friday.
and that was to frighten people that was walking. Looks as though there's a policeman lives here.
What music has been the most important to you?
The best. The rock and roll and all that was the best music by
Alright.
far.
Sorry,
I can mind the
that
Rolling Stones, I can mind the Beatles and all them, they're brilliant.
Mind
Aye.
the Red Scots that came to Hoy.
Aye. Did you
yes,
mind
yes,
dancing?
yes. If you said the right thing, I'd agree with you, but I can't think the right thing. I liked.
Now you would like what Gladys liked. You're the same age as her. It was rock and roll,
Aye.
jiving.
But I like quality music. If I can what I mean.
You liked. Now what does he mean by quality music?
But I wouldn't. I don't like what the people come in and they've got things like maybe that size,
Aye, you're right.
and
They're never off it.
I didn't like that
No.
stuff.
No, not me.
How did you listen to the music? Did you go dancing? Did you
Oh,
listen to it
heck,
in the
every
pub?
Saturday night.
Oh, I went to the dance
Oh,
and you
aye.
had gramophones. You had a gramophone.
Records.
That's great.
It was a dance hall in Hoyt called the Croon,
The Croon
Oh,
Hotel.
aye.
and it took you 3 bands to get round once, because it was you couldn't move. It was packed out. Aye.
Did you like music? Did you go dancing?
I did, but no jiving and thing. Just
Ballroom dancing.
ballroom.
Oh, I
I
love
wasn't
jiving.
that push.
I love jiving. It was brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
So,
Are you wanting that left on?
yeah.
You've not been swearing, it's alright.
It's all right.
You can swear.
I didn't swear now
Do you know?
for this bloody bad manners.
Yes, you're right.